Welcome. Today we're going to see about inheritance. Inheritance is a fundamental concept in the object-oriented programming that allows class to inherit properties and methods from the other class. So it enables us to have a hierarchical relationship between classes where subclass inherit the characteristics of its superclass. So we're going to have certain general class, and we're going to have a derived class from that existing superclass. So every class that extends from that general class will going to share the properties and behaviors which are defined in the superclass. So there is a certain hierarchical relationship between the superclass and the subclass. So the subclass can be able to take all the properties of the general class, or we can call it the superclass, and it will going to embellish itself with adding its own fields and its own behavior. So inheritance promotes code reuse and enables the creation of more specialized classes based on the existing class. So, which means once the fields and the methods which are defined in the superclass, we don't need to redefine them, whereas we can invoke them through using the super keyword, right? So it promotes code reuse, as well as enables the creation of more specialized classes based on the existing class, which means those subclasses will going to have their own attributes in addition to the attributes which are defined in the superclass. So they will going to be specialized. So they will going to have their own attribute in addition to the attribute which they inherit from the superclass. So that superclass or that parent class can be used as a blueprint or a template for creating subclass which can add new features or modify the existing ones, right? So let's see the benefits of inheritance. The first benefit of inheritance is promotes code reuse and reducing redundancy. So once the attributes and the behaviors which are defined in the superclass, we don't need to redefine them in the subclass, right? So it promotes the code reuse. The code that has been defined in the superclass can be used as in the subclass, right? So the other enables creation of special class based on the existing class, so that existing superclass can be used as a blueprint or a template so as to create many subclass as we want and as we like, right? So that superclass can be used as template or blueprint. Subclass can add new features and modify the existing ones. The other new class are created from the existing ones. Base class, or we can call them parent class, or we can call them ancestor class, provide attributes and behavior to drive the class. So the attributes as well as the behaviors which are defined in the superclass can be used in the subclass. So the subclass will going to inherit both the fields as well as the behaviors which are defined in the superclass. So it helps to have simple programming and reusing the existing way with minimal modification. Or let's see an example. So the syntax was to create inheritance hierarchy between two different classes. That we don't have right here, we don't have derived class name, and then we don't have extends keyword, and then super class name. So we will going to start from the child class or the subclass. So let's consider we have university community, and let's take it as a super class or a parent class, and having its own attribute just like this: first name, age, and ID number. And in university community, we don't have students, and we don't have lecturers, and we don't have administrative staff and others. So let's consider two entities right here, students and lecturers. When we do have an inheritance hierarchy between two different classes, from a child class to the super class, we do have is a relationship, right? So right here, students are university community members. As well, we can say that lecturers are university community members. So we don't have is a relationship from the child class to the super class. Behaviors as well as the fields which are defined in the super class can be inherited in the subclass. So we don't have to redefine them in the subclass, whereas we can be able to invoke them with using the super keyword. Let's see with example. Okay, let me show you with a practical example. So let me create a class which is named University Community. these are common attributes which can be inherited with the subclass. So let me create a constructor of this superclass. So I will use the same access modifier, public, then I will going to use this name, then parentheses. Right here, I'm going to define the arguments. So right here, I will going to use this keyword. This keyword is used to infer the instance variable. This dot name. I'm just inferring this instance variable. So when I create an object of this class, I will going to send the values of this argument. So when I send the values of this argument, so the argument variable will going to be assigned to the instance variable. So assignment operator, then n. So n's value will be assigned to this instance variable. This is the superclass or the parent class. So let me create student subclass. Student. Since I don't have existing class student, let me use another naming right here. Let me take student for. Right here, let me use a keyword extends, then copy paste university community. So it extends the university community. So it should have to define a constructor with super keyword right here. So that's why it's showing me. So I can add a constructor. So right here, I can add this one. Public student for string n, string id, int age, and super n id age. This is invoking the constructor. So let me add another attributes in addition to the existing attribute right here. So let me add public load CGPA. So right here, I'm going to do load GPA this dot CGPA assignment operator GPA, and I can add any number of attributes right here. So let me create main class. These two are Java class. They don't have a main method that makes them to be executed. So let me create main class, give a name unit test, and let me add the main method right here. University community x new university community. So it expects values, right? So when I hover right here, it shows me add arguments to match university community string int. So let me give a name, and the second one is ID DDU 0123, and integer, let me make 23. Then the second one is student for. Let me give a name. Let me take Melat. It expects values right here. So it's expect string, int, and float. So let me take a name, Melat. 25. And CGPA 3.46 F. So right here, I can display the information of Melat. So I can say that so control space name. Then I will use the concatenation operator plus, and then I will going to use the object name Melat dot name, right? So let me run this one. Here is the output name, Melat, GPU of Melat 3.46. So this is all about how we're going to create inheritance between two different classes. Thanks for your attention.